After spending over 30 years as a urologist and men's health specialist, helping thousands of men navigate the waters of aging and intimacy, there's one powerful truth I've come to believe with all my heart. It's never too late to reclaim the joy, connection, and vitality that intimacy brings to your life. I've seen it time and again in my office, men and women in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who believed that part of their life was simply over, only to discover a new beginning. You see, the hardest part of aging isn't always the physical changes. It's the emotional toll, the feeling of being invisible, uncertain, or afraid to speak up. Too many men walk into my office thinking they're alone in their struggles, believing what they're going through is embarrassing or unusual or somehow their fault. But the truth is, your body isn't betraying you. It's just changing, and like any big change in life, it requires understanding, not shame. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She was 78 when she first came to see me. Sharp-minded, beautifully composed, but her voice cracked when she said, "I miss feeling like a woman. Not someone's grandmother, not someone's patient, just a woman." It had been nearly a decade since she'd felt any kind of physical affection, and she was convinced that part of her life was simply over. What Eleanor didn't know, and what I see every day, is that the human spirit has an incredible ability to reawaken, no matter how long it's been. Whether you're 60 or 90, whether it's been months or years, the truth is, as long as you're alive, intimacy is still possible. Desire may change with age, and your body may not respond exactly like it once did, but genuine, nourishing, meaningful connection never expires. Knowing the secrets we've discussed, about needing intention over spontaneity, understanding your erection as a heart health signal, recognizing intimacy as emotional medicine, avoiding the pitfalls of unrealistic expectations from pornography, and being cautious about proving yourself, these aren't just pieces of information. They are turning points that put you in a new position to not just understand your body and intimacy, but to reclaim control over both. Reclaiming your health and connection, it's never too late. I've seen how men like Martin, a 74-year-old patient who felt numb after his wife passed, thinking what's the point at this age, could still find a path back. His emotional distance had led to depression, insomnia, and high blood pressure. But intimacy, in its truest form, is emotional medicine, releasing powerful chemicals that regulate mood, reduce stress, improve sleep, and even support your immune function. It's never too late to reach for that connection, even if it feels foreign or scary, because it's one of the most powerful health decisions you can make in your later years. And it's not just about emotional well-being. Remember David, my 67-year-old patient who came in for a sex problem, only to discover a time bomb in his chest, a 90% blockage in a major heart artery. Once he addressed the root cause of his erectile dysfunction, which was a clear signal about his heart health, things often improved. I've had men in their 70s tell me they feel like they're 45 again, not because of magic, but because they listened to their body and acted before it was too late. Treating your erection like a signal instead of a shame allows you to catch problems early and make powerful changes that extend your life, not just your sex life. When intimacy disappears, it's not just your heart. Your brain begins to age faster too. I recall George, a 72-year-old retired math teacher who came to me complaining of forgetfulness and not feeling sharp anymore. After his wife passed, he hadn't been sexually active for nearly 5 years. What he didn't realize is that sexual activity increases blood flow to the brain, boosting mood, reducing stress, and protecting against aging. Without this stimulation, the brain can slow down. But it's absolutely possible to keep your brain active, alert, and emotionally alive well into your 80s and beyond by engaging in intimacy of any kind, touch, closeness, or sexual expression, which helps keep the mind engaged and emotional circuits active. Even your body's vital circulation and hormonal balance are affected when physical connection fades. I saw this with Linda and Carl, both in their late 60s, who assumed that part of their life was over. When intimacy stops, the cardiovascular boost fades, circulation slows, and oxygen delivery diminishes. For men, testosterone levels can plummet without stimulation, leading to fatigue and weight gain, while for women, estrogen and oxytocin drop, increasing risks like osteoporosis. The good news is you don't have to engage in intercourse to feel the benefits. Gentle touch, physical closeness, or even emotional intimacy can reactivate those hormonal pathways. It's never too late to bring your body back into balance. And then there's the silent suffering of relationships and self-worth. I once sat with Margaret, a 74-year-old whose husband's cancer treatments had led them to stop being intimate. She whispered, "I miss feeling like someone's partner, not just their caregiver." And I miss feeling like someone's partner, not just their caregiver. That quiet distance can unravel even the strongest bonds, leading to loneliness, shame, or insecurity. But I've watched couples in their 70s laugh again, flirt again, and fall in love all over again, not because their bodies were perfect, but because they dared to reach for each other again. Even the smallest steps toward affection, openness, and vulnerability can rebuild bridges. Even your lifespan can be affected. Robert, an 81-year-old patient of mine, seemed incredibly alive compared to others his age. He told me, "I still flirt with my wife every morning, we hold each other every night, and sometimes we still make love." What Robert understood, perhaps without realizing it, is that regular sexual intimacy in any form is associated with a longer life. It's not about extreme activity, but about consistent closeness, touch, and affection that reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and strengthen your heart. The spark is still in you, even if it's been buried under years of silence or self-doubt. Taking the first step. Rebuilding intimacy doesn't have to begin with grand gestures or complicated physical acts. Sometimes it starts with a simple conversation, a hand held, or a shared laugh. Even the smallest steps, eye contact, vulnerability, or a simple "I miss you," can reopen doors you thought were shut for good. For couples who've drifted apart, that first step back can feel awkward, even scary, but every time I've seen someone take it, they come out the other side lighter, more alive, and closer than they've been in years. And if you're single or widowed, don't think this message isn't for you. Reconnection can begin with yourself. Your body is still worthy of care, and your heart still has space for touch, joy, and companionship, whether through therapeutic touch, deep friendships, or opening yourself to future love. The path is still open. The question isn't, "Can I get it back?" The question is, "Am I willing to try?" I've worked with countless people who assumed their time had passed. Some were dealing with illness, others with shame, fear, or years of distance. But when they gave themselves permission to try, without pressure, without expectation, something inside them lit up. Their energy changed, their health improved, and more than anything, they started to feel like themselves again. You are not too old, you are not too far gone, your story isn't finished yet, and your next chapter might be the most fulfilling of all. My friends, if anything you've heard today stirred something in you, if it made you reflect, made you uncomfortable, or made you hope, please don't walk away unchanged. Talk to your partner, talk to your doctor, make that appointment, open that conversation, and most of all, stop believing the lie that this part of your life is behind you. It isn't. There is still so much more waiting for you, more connection, more pleasure, more healing, more love. But it starts with a choice. The choice to stop surviving and start living again. You deserve more than silence. You deserve the truth and the tools to live your best years with strength, wisdom, and heart. You are not done, not even close. And if no one's told you lately, you deserve to feel alive, desired, and connected. Not someday, not in memory, but now. Let this be the beginning of something new. Your best chapter might still be waiting to be written.